You know, there were comments of like, I'm sure he's had him in the closet for years. The same way I put on cleats and pads and a helmet and feel powerful. It's the same with makeup and wig and lash.
He is the first ever active NFL player to come out as bisexual on TV.
What's your biggest heated rivalry hot take?
It's hot, it's sexy, a little spicy.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Do your best Russian accents. I don't even put it out there, and the internet does what
Have any closeted NFL players ever reached out to you?
So if y'all come from me on the internet, you come from both of us.
And I'm hyper. I'm hyper. I'm hyper. I'm hyperfixated about you.
He is the first ever active NFL player to come out as bisexual on TV. He was a defensive end on the Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is an amazing writer, talented athlete, and an advocate for human rights. He is someone who is deeply empathetic and creative. We need more people like him. Please welcome RK Russell to Hyperfixating.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. What's up, RK?
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Today's a good day. It's New Year, sun's out, feeling good.
I feel the same way. I'm like, 2026 I feel like is off to a really good start.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're currently hyperfixating on? It could be like a trend, it could be food, it could be a show, it could be anything.
I mean, you already know it's definitely heated rivalry right now. I think the zeitgeist is just flooded with low heated rivals out there. So I mean, between me threading about it all the time, watching it, making my family watch it, which people find controversial, but I'm like, we're all adults here.
Right.
And now hopefully reading the book soon. That's like my next venture. Definitely hyperfixating on heated rivalry.
We got to start on the first segment that's called Hyperfixated on You. I pulled some of your most iconic, chaotic, and just straight up funny posts. And I need you to give me more context behind them or just how they make you feel now.
Okay.
We got to take it back to 2019. We have to. We got to give the people some context.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Take me back to this moment. Obviously, it's been a couple years now.
Yeah, my big coming out moment.
Yeah.
My ESPN essay and TV segment announced to the world that I was bisexual.
Yeah.
The great part about this moment is like it is already a very big revealing moment. It is already like me announcing and showing myself in a way that I feel like we don't see in sports, really, even to this day. Even though this moment was 2019, like we still don't see this. Outside of like television, which is also very sparse. But for me in this moment, like this was almost a tweet. Like my original thought was like, once you're ready to live your life and you're ready to be yourself, it's kind of like, for me anyway, there was this rush of like, I can't get here fast enough. So I was just like, I'm going to tweet and like, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
And then I talked to some people, some trusted people in my circle. They were like, no, this doesn't happen in sports often. Like, let's try to make this a moment. Let's try to honor what this is for you and for everyone else who feels this way. And that's kind of how we got here.
One of the quotes that like really stood out to me, I have to read it, is judging from the fact that there isn't a single LGBT player in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, or the NHL brings me to pause. I want to change that and for the generations of LGBT athletes who will come next.
Yeah, and it's still very much a part of like my purpose, my mission, everything that I do within sports, outside of sports, like in entertainment, even in having conversations like this, like to shed light and let athletes know you can be who you are fully, and you can also play the sport that you love and be celebrated for that. Like these two things are not at odds with each other. If anything, we can create a moment where they empower each other and really make people feel celebrated.
Seeing you, I was like, this feels like me, you know? So I just appreciate that. And love like, that. It's still helping everyone.
Yeah,
you know?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know people who like, especially who have played sports, regardless of the level, where like it is ingrained in you that to be an athlete at any point in your life means that you cannot be all these other things. I think more young people are finding that now, but I also think that encouragement is still needed in sports to this day so much.
Well, we're going to move on to our second frame now.
Let's do it. Okay.
Do you remember this?
I do. This
was the first picture that you posted.
like the most freeing thing to just be able to just like, hey, we both like this picture. We like how we look. Let's post it. Let's put it out there.
No, this is a good picture too.
Thank you.
Y'all are eating like the muscles. Come on.
Thank you. I'm like
beach.
I'm like, I wasn't eating. Actually, I was starving. No. I love it. It's a beautiful moment. I put like a little poem in the caption that I really enjoyed, and I also just it's like my guy, the beach. Like it's all the things. So, and then I was in this black and white phase back then. So like all my photos were black and white.
You're like, yeah.
So that's my one thing where I was like, boy, put some color on the gram. But no, love.
How long were you guys together before like hard launching this?
Oh yeah, okay. So that's another thing where like people,
especially
not even had questions about, but just never was stated or cleared up. I think we had known each other.
Okay.
For maybe like 3 months at that point.
Okay.
I'm also terrible at dates, so my apologies. But it was early days.
Okay.
I think even before this photo, we had only been boyfriends for maybe a couple weeks. That's the thing too. Like other couples, really straight heteronormative couples, like they don't have to wait a year to post their person or wife or engagement photos or like anything. So I also didn't feel like there had to be a prerequisite for me to share who I was dating. Looking back on it now, with the public sphere and how like interested the internet, the public, strangers, media are like in relationships, I might have made slightly different decisions, or at least had a different information to make decision with. In terms of just like sharing my relationship and everyone having an opinion on it in a time where like we were still trying to figure it out. Yeah, you're like,
we're figuring it out like interpersonally, and then like the media is, then the fans
figuring out, or people, or sometimes the internet doesn't even want to figure it out. They just have their narrative,
they don't want to.
They just like they go with it. There were comments of like, I'm sure he's had him in the closet for years. I'm so glad to see them finally have this moment and like all this stuff. I'm just like, wow,
y'all don't even know us. Yeah, like. I think it's like you don't want to sometimes explain yourself to people that are just gonna misunderstand you. Well, you wrote a memoir.
I did.
Called The Yards Between Us. Congrats on this. Thank you so much. Before we get into like the book and the memoir, when did you first realize writing was how you kind of made sense of the world and kind of like express yourself?
Oh my gosh. So young. I lost a parent, a stepfather, when I was very young, like around 6. And I remember the first piece of writing I remember is just writing like a letter to God about that experience and like asking the general questions that I feel like a kid of that age doesn't really understand, like the mortality of it all, kind of like everything centers you at that age. So you're like, why did this happen to me? What did I do? My mom was also grieving like the loss of her partner. So that didn't seem like a place for me to really express my grief, because at that time I felt like her grief was more than mine, or like outvalued mine in that way. So I turned to God and I turned to writing, and for me it was just so natural to have a moment to reflect and really put my thoughts into words that resonated with both feeling, action, and circumstance all at once. Like that was like a very powerful feeling for me, and it just became what I always did. I had a hard day at school, I would go and write about it. I liked someone or had a crush, I would write about it. I was being bad but felt like I should be rewarded anyway, I would go write about it. And I thought it was the most natural thing. I thought it was something everyone did. So when people did find out that I wrote, and they were like, oh no, this is something I like, for a long time was just like, no, like that's not a thing. Like I didn't even go to school, like college, for writing. I like didn't even view it as a career, like a really.
Wow. Wait, what would you go to college for?
I double majored. I did communications and sociology.
Oh, see, I majored in communications.
Oh, nice. Look at us.
I know.
We are on the same wavelength.
We are the same. I'm like, I knew it. Like, you just have a feeling. Like, I feel like all the comm majors, like, we could just tell.
Yeah.
Writing can be very vulnerable.
It should be.
What made you ready to tell your story?
That's a great question. I will also first preface my answer by saying I wasn't waiting until I was ready to do a lot of things at this point in my life. Like even like coming out in my personal life, I very much just like crash coursed it. I was like, well, I told my boyfriend we were doing this thing, and I told my friends we were doing this thing. So like, I guess I'll come out to them at this thing. And the book was kind of another one of those moments where I had an agent approach me after I wrote my coming out letter, an essay, and once again talk about my writing and talk about, taking something that was a moment and piece of my life and really expanding on it in the fullness of my life. And at the time I was like 27, I was like, no one wants to hear about a 27-year-old's life. Like I feel like a narcissist. And then you start to have conversations with people, and I see the ripple effects of sharing my story, and I realize like, to avoid to share is another way of like hiding, and like another form of maybe like my own internalized homophobia and repression from like being in the closet so long. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna share. Like I need to do this. So that was my first instinct of it, and also in starting to even think about it, I wrote about it. Obviously, like that's part of my thinking process, and it just was. I was like, this has to happen.
It like makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like you have so much experience and like value to share with people. Then you're a writer, and then like your personality of it all. It's like it makes sense that you would write a book. I actually got the audio. Bought the audio on Spotify.
Narrated by me.
And it was good.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
Not everyone can do an audiobook. Listen, and you ate with the audiobook. Like y'all have to listen to the audiobook because it was really good. You have like a calming voice too. I was like, okay.
That's another thing about like I don't want everyone to feel like they have to wait till they're ready, quote unquote, to do especially like the exciting, amazing, creative things. Yeah. Because my audiobook, I had no intentions of doing my own audiobook. I was like, they'll get an actor, they'll get someone. But a publisher was like, we really like your voice. We really also think there's an authenticity to you doing it. It took me, I think, about 40 studio hours to record, and it's like an 8-hour book on regular speed. And that was another. I wrote it. I gave all the tears I thought that I had to give when I wrote it, but then you're in there and you're reading it back, and like more tears, just more moments, more tears. A producer in your ear, like, that's really sweet. Grab a water and some tissue, but wait 5 minutes, I need you back. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, all right, don't take too long.
But it was good though, because it does give you a time to like step into the emotion and feel it and let it have its moment, and then time to kind of like disengage. Be like, okay, cool. Like, that was also 1998. Like you're good.
Okay, in chapter 2, you said that that you were just someone that liked food, writing, Pokemon, and spending time with your mom. I have to know, like, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I'm about to say, also, those are literally all things I did this week. I mean, this is gonna sound like a cop-out, but, like, I'm a Pikachu stan. Like, there's
I'm kind of, like...
It's also, like, yellow version growing up on Game Boy Color was, like, my favorite version. It was, like, the only version I played because Pikachu actually, like, followed you, at that point. And just like that best friend, like that ride or die feeling of like Ash and Pikachu going through the world. Yeah. Ash is also like, what? I think he's like 12, like traveling.
Yeah, he's just like traveling, catching Pokemon. Like,
it's like getting put in these like super dangerous situations.
Okay, we got another one.
Let's do it.
Okay, well.
These are all good. Okay, yeah, love.
Your memoir is being adapted into a comedy series with Sony Pictures and Gabrielle Union. What's it like? Co-producing for a major motion picture company?
Like, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of like, get your things. We need your things now. And then we get them and like, okay, cool. Like we'll hit you when we hit you. But in terms of Sony and that team, people who just like get it and understand my story and understand like the message behind it, not just the virality or the streaming potential of the numbers or like all this, but people who really get what sports means and also what this means, what sports means for culture and what queer people and queer individuals and queer athletes do for culture and how to best represent that on screen. Couldn't ask for like better collaborators and team in that department. Gabrielle Union as well. She is like my fairy godmother. Just the one of the most entertaining, gracious, incredible, and like creative human beings that I've ever met. Like we can hop on a call and literally she could just talk for like 30 minutes and I'm like, this is all golden. This all needs to be like archived. Like,
you're like, y'all, we should have recorded this combo.
The whole conversation, like send me the whole transcript, like the audio, everything. And she once again like gets it. She was telling me things and lessons in my story and like connecting lines that I hadn't even connected yet. And at that point I had lived it and wrote a book about it. So I'm like, this is just someone with incredible insight and wisdom, and just has been amazing every step of the way.
How's the process going? Is like, when is it? Do you have any date in mind when it's gonna come out, or just like, are y'all? What's the tea?
You know, as you know, in entertainment, you can't really say things till you can say things.
Yeah.
But I will say, for me, having a chance to executive produce, showrun, and write on a project like this, that is, of course, about my life, is one of the most challenging and one of the most rewarding things ever. Because it really changes the way you see moments. You know, having to make a scene and be like, okay, what is the message? How do we convey this? What's something I can pull from my life that like does all of this in like 5 minutes? You know what I mean? Like in like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, you're like, everything is so like crucial. Like every second, every like artistic choice.
And you gotta like choose your moments wisely. Like, you know, I lived it, so there are a lot of things that I feel very close to that don't always show up in the way, or I have to change kind of the character that represents it or the message or the moment. But it's an amazing process. The things that really matter sometimes are one of the harder things, and I think this is one of those.
I'm excited for this. I'm gonna keep my eye out for this, and y'all should too.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
So we have, I love this picture.
Okay.
We have a picture with your boyfriend.
Oh, cute. Selfie.
You know, we did like a 2019 one, so I was like, we got to do like a current one.
Yes, this is in New Orleans in our hotel room. He was headlining a comedy festival. He is a comedian now. He was a comedian when I met him, but I didn't know it, and I don't think he knew it either. But like now, professional, touring, doing all the things. He's blown up on social media. And this is one of those things too where like, it's just a moment, like we're taking a photo, we're just, loving each other, loving ourselves. We put it out there, and the internet does what the internet does.
It's hot, it's sexy, a little spicy.
Yeah.
What are some things that you've learned like about yourself? Like,
oh my
anything
God,
come to mind being with Corey for
so many things.
Yeah.
He's made me a better person in every sense of the word, both by how he supports me and by how he challenges me, and we challenge each other. I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that like communication is like forever like a work in progress, and not saying like there is such thing as good communication and there is such thing as bad communication, but just because it's good one day doesn't mean it's good the next day. Like you have to constantly work at it, especially as you're in a relationship with someone, in like the communication becomes more layered. Like you're very much in the moment, in the present, talking about like, oh, I don't want fries tonight, and they're hearing the 8 other times that you did want fries and you ate it off their plate, and they told you they would get you some fries. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to also be in the moment with the person when you need to, and also call to that layeredness and that history when it calls for it as well. So communication is a huge thing, and then also just like trying to have fun in life. I think it's something we both challenge each other to do all the time. Like our careers are so fun. Like I get to do things like this, and like he's touring and gets to like tell jokes and make people laugh and smile. But like we also want fun in our personal life, and sometimes 100%. that takes the balance of like maybe we have to pull back here so we can give to this, and not be so exhausted and just like melt on the couch and watch Heated Rivalry. Even though I'm not complaining about that part.
And eat tuna melts and all. You know. You know, like I've been in 2 relationships.
Okay.
But I like never put them on social media.
Okay.
Like they were like, and I just didn't want to.
Did they want to be on social media? Was it like did it have to be like a conversation of like, I don't think this
I think like I was just like, I personally don't want to do this, and they were like, okay, still
cool.
love you.
That's
like,
nice that they were receptive.
Don't want to, you know,
because sometimes people like, that's a big thing for people, especially like in 2026, where like social media is a part of so much of our lives, of our businesses. But like for me, I mean, we have different views on it.
Yeah.
He took the picture. He was like, post it. I was just taking the picture for us. You know, because then he posted, I think like E! News then takes this picture and like does a whole thing. Like, you know, the internet will do what it does. But I'm still very much like, there are so many moments between us, good, bad, beautiful, that we'll never see social media and weren't done for social media. I'm still very much in that mindset. He's a little more free with what he shares. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just like when things involve both of us, we have to kind of slow down and be like, okay, so this is a selfie, we look hot, let's put it out.
True. So you guys have those like conversations about like, what y'all are gonna post like from your guys' relationship, like publicly, and then things that you're like, okay, maybe let's keep this for ourselves.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're looking to build a life with someone, and you know, there are things where we're seeing People Magazine do like the engagement photos. I'm like, that looks really great. But like, do I want to have to call my publicist and get like that moment?
Right.
like what if People Magazine is like, yeah, that's great, but like, can you push it to next month? And now I'm like planning a huge life moment
around
like, PR,
a
you know,
yeah.
and just
I
like when we're having kids, you know, we in entertainment, especially when you see people who like they don't put their kids online, or they put their kids with like the little emojis over their like face.
Welcome.
And I always look at it like, then why'd you post it? But you know, live your life.
I feel that.
Yeah, so we were having those conversations. Like, I don't want my kid on social media, but my partner also runs a whole business on social media. So, like, our children are going to be naturally curious of, like, what's
that? Wait, why aren't you post to me?
Like, like, what's going on?
You got dad on here.
Yeah,
like, you know?
So just having those conversations, which change daily, too. Like, just because it's one way, one 100%. Day doesn't mean it is all the time.
Wow. Oh my God. I had to pull it. Like, I was like, should I? And I was like, yes. Okay. I love this one. I'm excited for your reaction for this. But RK, like, you should seriously win an award.
Hey, I was living my life.
Yes.
I was living my life.
You should win an award for like the best NFL player to do some drag. Like,
yes.
How did you feel in this?
Powerful, honestly. Like it's a similar thing, and the internet can do what the internet does with this as well. But like the same way I put on cleats and pads and a helmet and like feel powerful and like ready to fight and to battle and to go to war, is the same with makeup and wig and lash and all of the things. Like you're literally preparing yourself to be like kind of like a better version of you. And I think as an athlete, you can understand the ritual of like preparing to go do the thing that you love to do. 100%. And I think for putting on, and this is different for people, of course, as I'm a cisgendered man who just was able to do this and have fun. But there are people who I'm sure put on hair, makeup, lash in all genders and are like, yes, this is me being my best self and like putting that self forward and like letting the world see and letting me see it first and foremost. Because when the first thing I did was not like, let me go show everyone. The first thing I did was like, let me see a mirror. Like I want to see me.
I want to see myself.
I want to see myself. So it was fierce. And then we went out after and like, it was this whole like, we'll go to the club, we'll do all this, but I'm also in my 30s. So like sometimes when 9:00 hits, I'm like, we're not doing it.
You're like, I'm in bed. Like it's getting close to 10.
Exactly. But what I will always go out to do is get something to eat. So we went out to like a diner and like got food. And I had a waitress. She was like so lovely to me. She just kept calling me sweetheart and like checking on me.
You're like, I got to do this again.
I was like, yes.
One of my goals this year is to like do drag. Like I've never done it, but like I want to do drag.
I want to do it again. And this moment too was like going for very like just femme, very like women impersonation type vibe. Like I want to also do like high drag, like carved cut, like the whole nines.
I'm excited for that. I'm like, hey, I want to be there and see that.
Yes, have a little drag party.
A little drag party. No, but I want to do that. I know it's like so much work though. Yeah. Like I'm just like I'm definitely gonna have to have like someone that knows what they're doing. Yeah, help me out.
Yeah, and like a good time, like someone you can talk to in this. Like it's getting ready doesn't feel like it's a chore. Like y'all can stop and have like I don't know if you drink, you stop and have like a drink.
Of course,
or like
a little margarita.
Have a little something. Have your music playing, like the vibes going. Have friends come in and over, pop in and out, see how it's going. Like it should be a moment. It should be a
moment. So we might see.
Hopefully, definitely this year.
Yeah,
let's do it this year. I would love to. Any drag queens watching that want to put me in drag, please.
Yes, and me too.
Yes, hit us up.
I saw this thread that you posted about Heated Rivalry, and I resonated with it a lot.
Okay, which one is this? Oh, period.
Support queer athletes in real life the way that you support fictional athletes on your favorite TV show.
Yes, and there's so much positive conversation around Heated Rivalry, and I contribute to that full-heartedly. And this is not like trying to call anyone out or anything like that. It's just literally like the same support and love that we're showing these characters. there are real athletes both in the closet and out of the closet that like need this love, like need a fraction of this love. And when you see queer athletes succeed, like I said, especially women athletes and female athletes who have been out in the forefront a lot of time, they need to be celebrated. They need to be uplifted. They need to, because that is contagious. Like once you do that for queer athletes, for women, that will resonate with all athletes. And it's not just about professional athletes too. Like this statement could literally just also mean going to your high school games.
Literally,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
your kids' high school games and like
100%.
loving and supporting and showing up. Like, you know, I'm not telling you go. Once again, NFL games are expensive. Professional games are expensive. I'm not telling you go give all your money to these big organizations that aren't hurting. But the same way that you show love on Threads, which is free,
right.
show that love to athletes in your life.
What are some ways that people can like do this? Like, you know?
Oh my gosh. I think, of course, social media is a free resource that we all have. If you create videos about TV shows and athletes, show the real athletes that like come up in your mind. Like even with Heated Rivalry, show the equivalents of those people or people that you think of to celebrate in that way. If you're a writer like me, writing essays, thought pieces, putting media and content out there that we're already doing and just incorporating LGBTQ plus people in a meaningful and thoughtful way, I think is really valuable and important. And when these athletes call for your support, whether it be in viewership, watching games, like women, once again, I'll talk about women's sports leagues, like they fought so hard to also get these TV deals that they're getting to be able for us to pop up on a streamer and watch the shows, go to the games. Those are more affordable games as well. Go to the games, volunteer if you can. Like there are so many, like what your dad is doing is so important and so beautiful. There's so many like city leagues that need like refs to volunteer and people to coach, people to step up. Those need to be the most inclusive role models that we have because they're going to encounter way more queer youth and queer athletes than like a professional team would just by the numbers of it. So those are some ways. There are also some really cool organizations like Athlete Ally, who talks about inclusion in sports. Specifically, GLAAD has a partnership with the NFL. They do a lot of that work. Trevor Project does a lot with queer youth as well, in sports and outside of sports. So also tapping into your LGBTQ plus sports organizations. There's another one, Can You Play, I think it's called. That's another big queer sports nonprofit organization.
And we'll definitely link those in the description so you guys could help support, okay? Our next segment is all about our favorite show right now, Heated Rivalry. We are going to play Heated Rivalry vinyls, and inside we're going to pull a vinyl and there's going to be a question about the show.
What's your biggest Heated Rivalry hot take? Both answers, so you know I'm not lying. My biggest hot take. Oh my goodness. So I have some opinions, and I think the main one that I've at least put online already is just like my feelings about Una Hollander, like Shane Hollander's mom, and really just the whole parent dynamic. And it's more a take on that dynamic at large than just like that character. Yeah. But like the mom manager thing, I'm not a fan of.
Oh yeah, her immediately being like, "Let's make it a brand deal."
Yeah, her immediately wanting to reach out to brands, them being outside and like him crying and them having the moment, and then she'd be like, "Okay, that's enough of that. Like let's like there's just it takes a lot of dexterity and time in real estate to really embody both mother and manager, because you know a mom at times is everything: protector, provider, nurturer, all of 100%. The things. So like a mother could definitely be a manager down, the best manager. I just think in that relationship when the two things are together, and I think her son's her only client, there's also like an added pressure and control there. Add into it being a limited series of 6 episodes with only so much screen time, you can only see so much. But I was like, I would like this if his manager was not his mother. Like I would like if this could just be a coming out to your mom, because so much of an athlete's life is already centered around the job when your family then is centered around it, and the most precious dynamic of like son and mother is centered around it. I just think it becomes a little too much, too like enmeshed. So that's my one take.
I agree with that too. And also because it's like dude, you're kind of pressuring your son to like come out publicly, and it's like he just came out to you, like give him some time.
And it wasn't even a plan. Like, you know, dad walked
dad.
in.
No, he didn't. He was actually, you guys, he was forced.
Yeah, like he was kind of outed, then chose to like kind of come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like a brand thing happening. I don't know, just not
Like,
my
girl, why you
favorite.
think about money? Just give me a hug. Anyways,
She also gets a percentage. So I'm like, you know, the mom end it's crazy.
Oh, let me see. Should I say this?
Always.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but we'll see. I feel like Ilya likes Shane like way more than Shane likes Ilya.
It might be hot. We'll have to check the temperature of that. Why do you feel that way though? Yeah, give me your.
I don't know if it's just the way that Ilya is written as a character, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I just saw him yearn more for him. Gotcha. I think, and Shane is kind of just like, yo, we're hanging out, like, you know, kind of vibes. Hey, coming to my hotel room, let me fold my clothes before, like, and I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ilya is definitely more expressive in a way, especially early on.
Maybe that's the word. Yeah.
Because I think also as a bisexual person, and that character being bisexual, I think he's used to showing genuine affection, whether it be, you know, to women, of course, but like it's still genuine. Whereas like if Shane being gay has been in a relationship with a woman, the affection maybe felt layered in a way. Not even saying it wasn't genuine, but just like you already have your own questions. You're already thinking about your own identity in ways.
Yeah.
So I definitely think he's more expressive. And then I don't know. I've seen discourse online about Shane being like the character feeling like maybe he's on the spectrum or like all of these things.
Yeah.
And I'm like that might factor into like how he expresses.
That's true, because I think he was written to be like autistic.
I saw something, and like I said, I haven't read the book yet. So
I haven't, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like I think Rachel, the one that wrote it, she said that.
So that I think that might,
that might make
but
sense.
early on he was. I mean, Ilya's, you know, he's in the shower, he's showing off. Like he is very much like I see what I want, and I'm like
That's
I'm gonna
true.
go get it.
Yeah, maybe because he was a bit more like, I guess, bold, or maybe in the way that we're used to seeing someone like communicate and pursue someone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, early on, I could see that for sure.
Why do you think Heated Rivalry gained mainstream success as opposed to other queer shows? I honestly, I'm just gonna go back to like what I've also threaded too. Like I think the show was just so authentically queer, and it didn't shy away from it. And I think people resonated with that. And it already had an existing fan base as well.
Yeah.
And it was the existing fan base, it was the new fan base, and then I think it just was word of mouth of how powerful and how well done like a series was. And also, you know, there wasn't no one died. Like it wasn't as like trauma-y.
Yeah.
So like I think like it's cool to see sometimes those stories, you know, because I feel like, you know, there's a lot that happens, I feel like, in a queer person's life. And sometimes it's just cool to be like, it's just about love, like, you know, and figuring out that journey. You know, because a lot of the times queer people are side characters, you know, so it was cool to, I think that's why.
Yeah, for sure. Culmination of things, definitely. This, oh no.
What does it say?
Do your best Russian accents. I don't even know what that would be like. I'm about to go Italian in a second. Never in life have I blushed. Russians do not do this. That is what the line says for me to say.
Wait, that was good. Okay. That was good.
That's the closest to a Russian anything I will do. But
cast him.
Hats off to the actor Connor.
Connor, you killed it.
That's amazing.
If this show existed when you were still in the closet, do you think it would have helped you? Yes.
No.
Yes, it would have helped me. I also think too, like, just the way like the intimacy scenes were written, like I did not have a lot of like education or like experience about that, and I had to kind of figure all that out on my own.
Yeah.
So I think like seeing those scenes, like the spicy scenes, would have helped me.
Yeah.
Like figure things out more.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. No, I'm gonna add a little bit to this one too.
Okay.
Though, it's against the rules.
Yeah.
I also think like how positive the public conversation has been around it would have helped, because I feel like a lot of times as an athlete, especially as a queer athlete in the closet, you feel like you exist in like a vacuum and like no one gets you and no one understands like this intersection.
Yeah.
And I think the show shows that you don't have to be a queer athlete to like love and support and uplift someone.
Yeah.
And there's so much love around this that I hope some of the athletes are seeing this and being like, oh, I could receive some of this love and support too. Do you see yourself as more of a Shane or an Ilya? Oh, okay. This is tough because I mean, this also says a lot about like what I think about each of them, and if I identify with it. I think there are things that I identify with in both.
Yeah.
Athlete. I say if I had to pick anyone from the show, I would pick what's his name? Scott Hunter.
Scott Hunter. Yeah.
I feel like I resonate the most with him just in having the public coming out and in dating someone who is out. And kind of having that conversation of like, I don't want you to go back in the closet for me, but also like, I'm not there, but I really like you. Like that monologue with him in the kitchen talking to Kip.
Don't
just,
leave.
Like, gives me freaking, like, it makes me want to tear up. So anyone from Series That, but that's not the question. The question is Shane and Ilya. Ilya's bi, so I feel like it's a safe answer for me.
Yeah.
But I will say in the way that Shane, I'm also very reserved kind of like Shane. And I have to think things out and map things out in my own head before I'm like, and once I'm ready and I make the decision, like I'm full steam ahead.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would say more Shane than Ilya. Ilya is very like hard on his sleeve, very expressive, and I'm not really like that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Shane. Like I'm more of a stay up and make the 10-year retirement coming out, let's be together plan. And then tell you as soon as you wake up, or wake you up to tell you.
I have a lot of opinions about this.
Oh, what is it?
It says, should straight actors be cast in queer roles?
Oh.
So this was like a big conversation that happened, especially with this show. But there's two separate categories here. So one of them is like, you're like a straight actor playing queer roles, right? But then there's a line in the middle that says these are actors, but we don't actually know their sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's okay. Like you can't force someone to like tell you what their sexuality is. But I feel like, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like we're still progressing when it comes to like queer media and queer shows. And I think right now it's just important to have queer stuff out there. And I think when the time comes, I think we could be a bit more selective about like who we cast. But of course, you know, we should prioritize queer folks.
No, I agree. I think
It's hard.
I think there's like a systemic view of it where like queer actors aren't getting roles, period. Like they're not getting cast in straight roles as much because they identify as queer, and then the queer roles that are out there, maybe they're not getting for whatever reason. So like there's a need for like our queer actors, whether you are disclosed or not, to like get more opportunities and more roles. And then there's the part of the artistic pop culture view where I'm like, the job of an actor in these roles sometimes is also to like to disappear, and it's not about you or your sexuality or any of those things. It's about giving truth to these characters in these stories and these moments, and if you have the talent and ability to do that. So yeah, it's a very layered question, but I think as long as you're intentional about making sure that you have true queer storytellers in the zeitgeist in the world, I think that's the priority right now. Yeah,
I agree. I think what's really important for me is if you are gonna have like queer people in a movie or a show, especially them being like main characters, I do feel like there should be like a queer writer, like a queer director. I think that is really like integral and like important to making sure it feels authentic. And you know, if you're a straight actor getting a lot of queer roles, I just feel like you got to be an advocate, baby.
Oh, fully. Currently, there are no public out queer hockey players. Do you think this show will influence any closeted players to come out, and do you have a message for them? That's a good question.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like coming out is such a layered experience for anyone. I think when you throw in professional sports and a job where you don't see a lot of inclusion or representation, actually sometimes you see the opposite. You see homophobia and misogyny and all of these things.
Yeah.
I think it makes it hard for any one piece of anything to encourage you to come out. But I do think that this show is a huge step, hopefully in the right direction. Also, like the conversation around the show and the positive conversation around the show. But we need to see the NHL's also involvement, like with this type of content with their fan base. I know they do have Pride Nights. I know a lot of teams do engage with their community in that way. But the NHL at large, I would like to see engage.
Yeah.
And a message that I would have for any athlete is just like that you are perfect the way that you are. Like you were made to play the sport that you love, to be the person you are, and those two things aren't in conflict. And when you are ready to, be public and proud and out about it, there's a huge fan base outside of your team in your city that is here to support you and love you and uplift you.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you.
Did the intimate scenes feel accurate to real life intimacy?
Oh my gosh, this is like the online thing with the actor from I Love LA saying like that their show is more.
I forgot about that. Oh god, that's
yeah. I also threaded about that. I also posted about that. And it was I look back on my post, I'm just like, what am I doing?
Obviously it's TV.
Yes.
Like it's TV. Obviously there's a couple steps maybe missing.
Of course.
Because it's just kind of right into action, There's a lot of preparation when you are engaging.
Yeah.
With
there's like Shane saying one line of like, yeah, I'll be okay. I have like a thing.
I know.
Like,
it's like, yeah, what thing? It's like, baby, we didn't see no douching. We didn't see what you ate that day. Like, there's a lot of different,
of course,
things. But from what they did show, like, it did feel accurate. But obviously, I think there's a lot missing too. I don't know.
I would say no, but also like it's not supposed to. Like, this isn't a documentary. This isn't a how-to. Like, this is a fictitious, romanticized show of two fictitious characters engaging in male on male pleasure and intimacy. The actual act, it's fine, positions, all the things. But like, was it prep? Was it step by step like prep of like what? No,
No.
But like that's not what this is. Like, you don't step into an ice cream parlor and ask for nachos. You're like, where are the nachos? Like, no, this isn't what we're selling here, sweetie. So that's kind of my take on it. But like, also, it wasn't crazy egregious. Like, I've seen things where I'm like, these two people are bumping and grinding. I'm like, there's no way these two people are actually having sex.
Right, and it goes back to the book too.
Yeah.
I don't think the book had like step.
I'll let you know, but hopefully not. Like, that's just not.
I don't think so.
What we've signed up for. Oh, both of you.
Oh shoot.
Rank the episodes from your favorite to your least favorite. Oh my god. Okay. There's gonna be a hot take off the bat because like, I'm sure a lot of people would put episode 6, The Cottage, as their favorite, and I'm not gonna do that. Least favorite would probably be the Olympians, episode 2.
Okay.
Because it's kind of the part where you realize like the situationship is very much situationshipping. They're being intimate, but they're kind of not like connecting in terms of what they want. They're not really talking to each other yet. I love it as I love all these episodes, just to say first and foremost, but I think that would be my least for me personally. Second to least favorite, rank number. So that's number 6 for me. Number 5 would be Rookies, episode 1. It got me into it.
I agree.
I like it, but like, we're very much setting the scene. We're building the world. We're getting introduced to the people. Standard. Then from there, at number 4, next one up, is where it gets a little more difficult. I'm gonna go episode 3, Hunter, at my number 4 space, and that's like Scott, Hunter, and Kip. Which when it first happened, oh, this is accurate. Because when it first happened, I was 3 episodes in. I was like, this is my favorite, and I have it over the first 2.
Me
so
too.
I'm still
Wait,
good.
me too.
So I'm
Me
still
too.
good.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It was sweet. It was romantic. It was heartbreaking.
It was.
Kip had friends around him. We see his friends advocate for him and stand up for him. Some feel like they pressured him. Maybe they did, but them his friends.
Yeah.
He need to check them if he wants to. We also get introduced to Kip's dad, who has like the sweetest 3 minutes of screen time I've ever seen in my life. Love that.
Also, Kip's friends as well. Like all the girls, like really rallied.
Yes.
Girl.
Yeah, literally.
Like they all rallied for him.
And
which
I love
loved.
seeing that. I love seeing someone, a queer person in a relationship with, maybe an athlete who can't come out, but like still has friends and love and support around them.
And want the best for him too.
I do. He's
like, he
sweet.
deserves the best.
He's so sweet.
And I was like, oh.
They're both so sweet.
I know.
Yeah, and they look really good together. I was like, oh, I could see a little family. But right now that's at 4. Okay, so then next for me would be at my third position would be Rose episode. What is that? Episode 4.
Okay.
Because that is the tuna melt episode.
That is
I think it's gorgeous seeing Ilya consciously make like a safe space for Shane and kind of show him what more than just hooking up at a hotel could be like for them.
Yeah.
I also think their intimacy that they share is like not as sexual in that scene, but still feels like one of the sweeter, more like powerful moments.
Yeah.
And they say they say each other's like first name.
I know.
Like that's like so sweet.
That is so. I'm like, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
I
was like, we can do this, guys. Come on. So that's there. So then that was my third spot. So then at my second spot would be The Cottage.
Okay.
And I love episode 6. I love The Cottage. I loved seeing them be with each other, and I loved seeing them talk about a future together.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Telling each other that they loved each other. Like, these are all like very huge things. The reason episode 6, The Cottage, is at 2 and not 1 for me is because, once again, the momager coming out moment, I still just have mixed feelings about, and that's my own personal bias. Mm-hmm. Fully as a coming out to a family, it was also great and positive.
Yeah.
And everyone was loving and supportive, and like still a great thing. But it was 2 for me there, and then number 1 for me will be episode 5. I'll Believe Anything. Yeah. And it's so weird because like I love everything else that happened in that episode, I feel it. It was like, you know, Shane being hurt and like Ilya being there, like seeing them have that tender moment and him inviting him to the cottage. That's up there for me. And then Scott and Kip and the coming out and the ice and the kiss.
The
like,
kiss.
To me, I feel like if anything is going to change the world, at least the world of sport, it's going to be that episode and that moment. And like it just exists in a place where it has transcended TV and like become a part of like pop culture and like a part of the zeitgeist and like the ether in a way that a lot of TV never does.
Yeah.
So that's my list.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I feel like I kind of agree with the majority.
Okay.
The majority of your list.
Okay.
I would say, damn, this is hard because I like all of them too. Like I
so
always have
good.
to preface that.
They're so good.
You know, y'all, we got to preface it with I like all of them. I would say, I think like Rookies and Olympians, like they're on the on the bottom, like 5 and 6. Yeah. Just because we're still getting introduced.
We're still warming up.
And I think they have like the spiciest scenes, and that was like shocking, I think, to see for me. But I think we're just still being introduced to the characters. Yeah. That was like my main thing. C for so we have 5, 6. So here's 4.
Yeah.
I think
that's where it gets hard.
Right over there. I think 4 has to go to Rose.
Okay.
I like that episode, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because like I also in my experience, like I don't know, maybe it brought up some things for me. But like I remember like dating a girl too in high school for a couple years, and like I was just like, damn, like I don't know. It's just hard. I don't know. That was like a hard one for me to watch because it hit so close.
That makes
to home,
sense.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, now we're on to 3. Oh,
Yeah, now you're in your top
this is
3.
just like homophobic.
This also the issue of having 6 episodes is like they're all great. We need more to judge.
I would say probably episode. I would say Hunter episode 3.
Okay. Bronze medal. That's still a winner.
I think a lot of people rate that episode like lower, which is interesting.
Crazy.
But like I know it might not have been like exactly like Shane and Elliot, but like that story just was so impactful to me, like seeing the relationship blossom, and like I saw myself a lot in that, and they're so cute. Like
they're
like
adorable.
it's like their scenes are ingrained in me. Yeah. Like I remember the whole series, but there's just specific scenes. I think especially with the friends coming and helping, it just felt very like real, you know. And
top 2. Who's 2?
I think 2 is The Cottage.
Okay.
2 is The Cottage. And
so if y'all come from me on the internet, you come from both of us.
And the top 1, I'll Believe in Anything. The Kiss, hello.
Period.
And I watched episode 5 in West Hollywood, and I got to see everyone's reaction. And
it's a beautiful moment.
And in the sports WeHo bar, like, who else can get to say they did that? And everyone's cheering.
I love that.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, so, yeah. Why do you think, this is like perfect to end on. Why do you think Heated Rivalry hit so hard for queer audiences right now? Well, you know, right now, it is a crazy time to be living in the US specifically, to be someone who is queer, especially also being like a person of color, especially with our current administration. So I think people are just trying to find representation, find love, find an escape, and a safe space. And I think that show like provided that for them.
Perfect answer.
Yeah, come on now.
Great. Yeah, we killed that.
We ate that. That concludes the Heated Rivalry Vinyls game, and we're moving on to our last segment with RK. Under the disco ball, nothing is off limits. This is Disco Confessions.
Oh.
How are you feeling under the disco lights?
Good.
Okay.
I'm ready, yeah.
These are questions that I've always wanted to ask you. So I actually, like, my dad's Mexican and my mom is black, so I'm a mixed kid, and yes, I do speak some Spanish. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Puedo hablar poquito español. Okay. Right. And I know, like, sometimes coming from a family that is interracial, like. There is some challenges, you know, that I even saw with my own parents and even like family dynamics. I was wondering if you guys have had any challenges, and like what are maybe how did you guys overcome them? And I don't know, just tell me about that.
Yeah, no, I love that. I feel like I don't get to speak about being into an interracial relationship much, because when I do speak on my relationship, it's normally about us both being cisgendered men. But being in an interracial relationship comes with its own challenges. Hopefully not too many within your relationship. Like, I can't sit here and be like, race has been an issue in my relationship with my partner, because it hasn't in any way.
Yeah.
But that is because we have open conversation and communication. I've also made sure to date someone who is very much pro-black, pro-people of color, you know, is very much against racism and what that looks like, dismantling racism with his privilege as well. So, like, have those conversations with your person.
Have any closeted NFL players ever reached out to you throughout the years?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, former and present NFL players, NBA players, baseball players, you know, players of all levels, anonymously through email. Some people have been, you know, comfortable enough and trusting enough to contact me with their information attached. Yeah. And it's always, hopefully they would feel the same way. But like for me, it's mostly positive. I won't say always, because nothing is absolute, but you know, about either celebrating me and what I've done and how it's resonated with them, or asking me like very specific questions about my experience and their experience, which I love and appreciate the most, because I always tell people like I can get on here and talk like forever. But like, if there's something you really want to know, please just ask me, because I want to also be a tool for people to feel good in their life and feel true in their presence and in their careers and all these things. So a lot of it is questions as simple as, hey, what are the resources that are available? You know, what would coming out look like? What were the biggest challenges you face? What are kind of like the mental wellness resources that are available? So it's opened up a whole stream of conversation that I'm so glad I have. And I also want to say, for the straight male athletes that I've encountered, it's also opened up a lot of conversations with them and with former teammates, sometimes about advocacy and, you know, teammates that they might feel, not even that are queer on their team, but just feel like are on the outs, and trying to pull them in and just let them know, like, hey, if anything is going on, I just want them to know I'm a safe space. And a lot of fathers, which I think is like the most, it's always the most touching thing for me, because I didn't grow up with my dad. So when my story and my platform and anything of my life can encourage a strong, loving, genuine bond between like a father and a son, that is just like, so beautiful to me. And when dads are like, I love football, my kid kind of doesn't, but like he saw your coming out thing, and like it was the first time we sat and really talked about identity and about things, like moments like that just feel so beautiful. And I'm just like, it's worth it. Even if I just came out and that was just the reaction of one person, one dad and one son, I'm like, it's so worth it and so beautiful. So social media has allowed us also to not feel so alone. Either when we're in the closet or not. You know, people might use that to stay in the closet longer, and if that's their decision, let them. That's their life. But I don't want them to feel alone. Like, I don't care where you are, what you do, who you are. No one should feel alone. There are like 8 billion of us on this planet. Like, we're not meant to do this thing alone.
And we're only here for a limited time too. You know, I think it just speaks to the volume, I think, of like you existing and telling your story. And I love to hear that, though. Like, that it's not just like queer athletes or even closeted like queer athletes. It's like straight men, it is dads. Like, I think that's what it's all about too. And I think men just being vulnerable and being open too, because that's, you know, it's hard sometimes with society's expectations and things like that. So I think a lot of men could just see themselves like reflect and be like, oh no, like I want to talk about some things that have been bothering me, you know, or how I'm feeling. I
mean, freedom for some of us, you know, also encourages freedom for all of us. Like, that's the whole thing. When people are looking at representation and inclusion, they're looking at it as like what you're doing for a certain group. And yes, that should be a thought, because there are groups of people in communities here that are disproportionately disadvantaged and under attack and all those things. But also, like, there are benefits in it for you. Like, me being free to be who I am allows you to be free. It literally, even it comes from a place of a straight athlete being like, if he could be bi and do all these things, why can't I
do it?
You know, this or do that? Like, even the most trivial thought of like that, like, I'm like, that's the point.
Exactly. It's kind of, it's like representation. I remember like seeing, even like growing up, like even just seeing like Ellen DeGeneres like have a show. I was like, damn, like she's killing it, you know, and she's just being herself. And like, you know, I think that was like a really big moment for me, just in entertainment, you know, and that opened the door to be like, damn, like I can do that. Like seeing Trevor Noah, all these like news anchors, I was like, no, like I can't. So I think a lot of people in general too are thinking the same thing. When
representation isn't a monolith, right? Like, it's okay also to see Ellen and be like, oh yeah, that's amazing. It's okay to see Ellen and be like, okay, cool, but like I kind of want this or that, or like I would love to hear more about this, and like hopefully that encourages you to create that representation, or if you find it and already exists, to support then that representation. Like, no one person, I'm not going to check everyone's boxes, like that's not what I'm here to do. But I will also like uplift, support, and change. That's why when I even talk about being an advocate, there are times where people are like, well, what do you advocate for? And I'm like, I advocate for people. Like, obviously I'm more knowledgeable about more things, and I'm more ingratiated and more in the communities that I embody, but like if we're talking about women's rights, I want to be there to support. If we're talking about queer rights, I want to be there to support Black people's rights, people of color, handicapped people, like all of the whole spectrum. I advocate for people, and a lot of that does not involve me being on stage talking centralizing myself from my experience. A lot of that is showing up either financially, showing up physically, giving your time, giving your platform. Like, once again, that decentralization is like so key for all of us, because like this is not a society built for one person or one type of person. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So you have to leave with that in mind.
100%. And people, we've been saying it, people are intersectional,
Yes.
everyone has multiple identities that make up one person. How would you describe your relationship with the NFL today, and what are some ways that you think the NFL could still made a more queer friendly space?
Yeah, I love the NFL. Like, I have a lot of people over there in the offices and in the front offices that I love and that are like championing queer people and women and people of color and all types of people in like very genuine, powerful ways. So like it's the organization that changed my life, right? Like, it's allowed me to live the life that I want to support my family, to have this platform that I do have. So there's like a lot of love for everyone over there. And I would say my relationship with them now is like one of collaboration in a way that feels so purposeful to me and so like genuine, because it's one thing to play a game that you love, and like football was always bigger than me, and it always will be, but it's different when that same organization is then kind of reaching out to you and wanting to know how you feel and how you think, and asking you how they can be better in a way. So I love that, and there's a relationship there that's been growing. We have the Super Bowl coming up, and there's a bunch of cool activations around Super Bowl. Like I said, yes, for queer people, and also for women and for people of color, and for kids and youth, because like that's so important. Like, the next generation is everything. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be able to do this forever. And I want other people to not need someone to come up here and do this if it's not privy, and also just feel like they're more than capable of living their truth and being themselves. So lots of cool Super Bowl stuff coming up. There's also an annual Pride Night that GLAAD and GLAAD and the NFL have partnered with for several years now. That is this big, fun, queer sports celebration. You should. Super Bowl San Francisco this year, so we're right here. And it's a good time. And that's another big thing with the NFL is like, when advocacy is hard, we roll up our sleeves, but also like, let's have fun. Let's like, even to note of what they're doing. Like, they're donating lots of money to LGBTQ plus organizations. They're putting their messaging out there. They're putting their branding. They're trying to make thoughtful content. I produced and appeared and starred in their Spirit Day PSA this year with like another roundtable with like young students to just talk about sports and inclusion, and like that was so dope. But also like, let's have fun. Let's have the Pride Nights. Let's have Pride Nights in stadiums. Let's have rainbow merch. Let's have all the things. Like, people kind of turn their nose up to that when there's no actionable stuff behind it, and that's rightfully so. But I'm like, we can have both. It doesn't mean get rid of the fun. It just means do more of the work.
100%. No, I love to hear that too. It's good to hear. I think more people need to hear it and like have fun, and also do a lot of advocacy and just be involved. Because I think some people just might not know. So I'm happy that you're talking about it. Because they are making strides.
They're making strides. And they know they should be doing more. They will do more. And like, we're trying to figure out how that looks out. Like, nothing's ever going to be perfect. 100%. But that doesn't mean stop pushing for what you want.
What's something that you're proud of that doesn't show up when online?
Oh my gosh. That doesn't show up online. That's a good one. That's something I'm proud of. So many things, honestly. I maybe give myself too much credit sometimes.
I think credit is deserved, baby.
Thank you. But I think something that doesn't show up as much, because I've shared little pieces of a lot of my life, is patience, really. A lot of these things that people want, social media looks like you get it immediately, and there's an instant gratification to the way that our media is set up, to the way that our social media is set up, to the way that the force to be would want you to think. Like, even when people do get the thing after grinding, they act like they don't. They act like, this is
Yeah.
It happened overnight. Every overnight success in Hollywood, you can watch like a decade of like hard work and grind behind it.
100%.
And I think for me, patience doesn't show up online because I'm also not going to try to monetize my patience. There's also the videos of people telling you to be, they're like, this is my 5 ways that I am da-da-da. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, just get offline. Like,
Right.
you know, like if you want to do it for you, do it for you. So, writing a book is a daunting task. My first book took like 3 years, if I'm thinking from like moment I want to do it to moment it published. And I want to write more books.
Yeah.
I'm working in entertainment. I'm writing TV shows. I'm doing things. Those take sometimes years to develop. Sometimes you got to put those down, do another thing, pick them back up.
I think it shows that you care though about those projects as well. You know, because you're being thoughtful about it and like making sure that they're the best that they can be. And art takes time. If
you can't get it in a year and you don't want it, then you didn't really want it. That's how I feel. Like if it didn't happen your first time out and that crushed you and you're like, never mind, I'm gonna completely pick, then you didn't really. It wasn't really for you because what's meant for you is meant for you. So patience is a huge thing. It doesn't show up online because once again, I just get offline. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm also not so self-important that I think people want to hear about me ramble about stuff. And when I do ramble, it's because I want to.
I'm like, hey, I like it. I don't know. I feel like no, but I just feel like I said, I feel like there's so much to learn, and I think patience is hard for people.
Yeah.
I think nowadays everything is so. I remember my track coach actually. He used to hate us because he was like, y'all just like want instant results. Like none of you guys want to like actually like delay this like gratification. And that's something that I've taken like my athlete mind into my creative mind too. With things. So I'm like, all right, Asante, like this show and like even everything that I want to do, like it's gonna take time to grow and make it bigger and better, but I'm down. Like, you know,
it's also like it's about our goals because I feel like we live in a society that is very much about the end result.
Yeah.
It's about having the 1 million followers. It's about having the $1 million. It's about having, you know, the cars and the clothes and the things. Yeah. And like, I want a lot of those things as well. But a lot of those are not my goals. They are kind of like symptoms and like subsidiaries of what my actual goals are. Like making meaningful art, pieces in moments. Like, you know, if I just wanted to sit here and be like, I want to write 100 books, then I would cram out 100. I would do ebooks and audiobooks and do all these things. That's not my goal. My goal is to make meaningful things. So it's about what your goals are and what they are beyond that monetary or like that measurable thing, and just have those be kind of like symptoms of what your goals are.
100%. I love that. I'm like, yep. I'm like, damn, like it made me like think about my own goals and like things like that, and I think it just like to push the culture forward. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself, both personally and professionally?
Almost 40, which is crazy. 5 years from now, I would like to have a family. I would like to be a dad. And I think for most of my life, I didn't have that feeling. Not because of any way that I felt about children or fatherhood, but just I didn't really have that growing up. Yeah. And I was very much trying to figure my life out. And not that now I have it figured out. Now I just understand you're constantly trying to figure your life out. That's what life is. Yeah. But wanting to give to someone and pour in so much like love and compassion and resource and knowledge and wisdom to a young child, regardless of what they want to do or who they are or who they end up being or becoming, is a selfless act that I want to partake in this life. Like, I want to give to myself in a way, give of myself in that way, and truly be, for it to be kind of a testament of like my unconditional giving to humanity and society, and of course to my child. So That's like really big for me.
Yes. No, I love that. I could see you being a really good dad. I was like, oh my God, am I gonna ask this like stereotypical question?
No,
and like I am. Like, are you gonna football? Are you gonna play football?
You know, if they want to, like,
Yeah.
I'm also, and my brother, I'm an uncle to two amazing young men,
Yeah.
Cameron and Kyrie, and my brother is very much that dad, in a loving way, right? Like, he just kind of like immerses them in it, and like if they pick up a ball, he's like, cool, you're on the team, like I signed you up. Like,
You love this.
but also like I signed you up, but also like let's do drills if you want to do drills. Like, he's also very, very
Yeah.
there, and like it's just another way for them to spend time together, which I think is beautiful. And I will do the same with my child, but I want them to experience everything, like. And understand, like, just because you love it doesn't mean you have to go to school to do this, doesn't mean you have to join a team, and for me, and I write about it in my book, I love football, but I didn't even see it as a possibility until I went to an NFL game, and I was so lucky for my single mother at the time to even like save her coins and her things to take me. But literally being in that stadium made me realize, like, oh my God, this is the same field I play on. Like, that's the same football that I throw around. Yeah, these guys are like 20 times my size, but like they all kind of started where I started and they ended up here. And I would do that for my kids. Go to a play. Let's go to a musical. Let's go to a game. Let's go to all of the things. And whatever you like, I want you to be able to see yourself there. And we'll just go to it from that way. Like, you play football, great. I'll give you the keys to success and you'll be a better athlete than I've ever been and have success. And if you don't, great. I'm kind of tired of it too. So like, I get it.
Well, RK Russell, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by on Hyperfixating. We had so much fun. Make sure to follow him. We're going to link all his socials down below. Look out for his series coming out and some future books. Yes. And maybe like a kid in the future.
Definitely in the future, but like, don't look out for him. He's gonna be.
Maybe don't look out for him.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all will never know.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I had a bunch of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad.